guys! So today I'm going to be reviewing Summer of Darkness by Demon Hunter. I'm reviewing their entire discography, and this is the fourth album I'll be reviewing by them, and Summer of Darkness is their second album. Unlike the self-titled record, it has 13 full-length tracks on here, which is very odd because the very first album had 10 tracks, and one of them was an interlude. And then on their second album, they have 13 tracks and they're all full-length songs, which I found very interesting. It's very interesting how different they approach this album. I don't think there's too much of a sound change from their first album to this album, but there are some noticeable differences. They might have to do with the guitars being tuned down to drop B instead of drop C. Yeah, there is a lot of good things to be said about this record, so I'm going to go track by track, and we're going to start out with track 1, which is Not Ready to Die. And this is a pretty good opening. It surprises me that they made it a single, because even though the chorus is definitely very kind of like almost radio friendly, I guess, I think that the verses and the pre-chorus drag on a bit. I'm not saying it's like, a bad thing or a good thing, it's just something I noticed. Really, there's so many like different sections to the verse, and honestly the verse and the chorus seem so disconnected. Like, it almost kind of surprises me that they're in the same track, because you listen to the verse of Not Ready to Die, and then you listen to the chorus and you're gonna think they're two different songs. It's really interesting how they approach this song, and I think that it takes multiple listens to really piece together all the sections of the song in the right way mentally, but after a while it will grow on you. It happened to me. I've listened to this song maybe close to a dozen times, and maybe more than a dozen times, around there, and now it's one of my favorites. I think it's just a great track, and it's really easy to like sing along to in the chorus, and yeah, it's a very interesting song. It's a good one. Track 2 is Awakening, and this is a pretty good track also. It's also pretty melodic, again, kind of like a sing-along, and early on, it's easy to tell that Summer of Darkness is not quite as heavy as the self-titled record, because the first two songs are just super, super melodic, like right in a row. It has a nice melody line and harmony line, and the bridge is really good. I love the rhythm in the bridge. There's not a whole lot to say about Awakening, but it is a highlight when it comes on. I don't ever really skip it. And then we got track 3, which is Beheaded, and this is the first dud on the album. It's really, really weak. I mean, I've never really even said this about a Demon Hunter song, but wow, is this song weak. I mean, I can understand the appeal for it, like, with certain types of, like, people who like black metal might like this. I can't. I just cannot with the pre-chorus. It's grating. I don't really like it that much. I mean, the verse is really actually pretty strong, and if the chorus had made up for it, then it would have been like, okay, this might be a salvageable track, but it's weird, like, get into the chorus, and then there's the dead wrong, these chants in the chorus, and it's like, okay, like, there's a little bit of that on the first record, but then there's this, I think there's a guest vocalist, I think that's who's doing kind of the black metal screams, shrieks, whatever you call them, and then he's kind of overpowering Ryan in the chorus, and this pisses me off, because I'm like, hey, I want to hear Ryan, I don't want to hear this other dude. Go sing somewhere else, like, you're in the wrong place. I don't know, I mean, it's not a bad song, but I don't know about it. I don't know. And then we get a huge switch on the album. We get a huge switch in feeling and atmosphere and sound, because track 4 is My Heartstrings Come Undone. And this is one of the most famous Demon Hunter ballads ever. And for good reason too, because it's really good. It's definitely a standout. And I wouldn't have placed it right after Beheaded. I felt like it was kind of a huge shift. Like, I mean, My Heartstrings Come Undone might be the lightest track on here, and then Beheaded is like the heaviest, so I can't really complain too much though, because My Heartstrings Come Undone is a very, very strong song. It's really meaningful, the chorus is really good. It's actually kind of a heavy chorus for a ballad, but it's really melodic at the same time, and they really do this well. It's not their best ballad. I mean, I know a lot of people consider it to be their best ballad. I don't think it is, but I think it's up there. It's a pretty good song, especially in the bridge where the chord progression kind of changes. And the intro sounds like Deteriorate. So track 5 is Our Faces Fall Apart, and this is a pretty good one. It sounds like it could have come off of their first album. The melodic and kind of dark chorus, you know, with the weird chord progression. It's so strange. Like, I honestly did not expect the way like that chord progression went. It was kind of cool. It doesn't really fit with the verse, but it has really intriguing, really clever lyrics. I think it is pretty good. I don't know if I'd call it a standout. I'm not quite sure if I'd call it a standout, but it is one of the better ones, so maybe I would. Okay, track 6 is Less Than Nothing. And the guitars in the verse are really cool. It's kind of like offbeat, off-center. It's like the guitars kind of stop for a while and it's just drums and vocals going, and then it'll come in and play just a couple little riffs, and then it'll kind of like back out again. It's really cool. It's really good. The transition from the verse to the chorus is interesting. I think it could have used a good pre-chorus to kind of lead the verse into the chorus, you know, instead of just going from verse to chorus, just like right there in front of you. It's kind of like abrupt, I think. The chorus is pretty good, and it doesn't really fit the rest of the song. I know I've been saying that a lot. Like, the chorus just kind of seems to come out of nowhere and doesn't really fit the rest of the song, but I don't really see that as a bad thing. It's just kind of interesting. It's almost like, oh yeah, that chorus goes to this song. It's almost like a puzzle piece, you know, how you have to put the pieces together and it forms this one, picture. It shouldn't, I mean, I feel like songs really shouldn't be that, though. One song should sound like, you know, the song for the most part. Track 7 is the title track, Summer of Darkness, and I don't know why no one talks about this song. It is one of the best songs they have ever written, and I honestly think that. I mean, I wish it was about 30 seconds longer, because it barely is 3 minutes long, I'm pretty sure. And it really packs a punch, and there's so much sorrow in this song, and it's kind of heartbreaking in a way, but it makes you feel something. It makes you feel a lot, and I mean, if you go and listen to the song and then proceed to tell me you don't feel anything, I'm probably gonna think you're lying. Because this song is great. I mean, the chorus is kind of melodic. I feel like the vocals almost kind of sound a little different than normal. Like, the clean vocals sound a little different. It almost sounds like there's a guest singer. I don't think there is, though. I'm pretty sure that's Ryan singing. I think the verse is really good. It's pretty heavy. It's pretty standard Demon Hunter, and the chorus just crashes over you, and it's great. And the way that the lyrics kind of depict regret is really kind of refreshing and sad at the same time. The main guitar riff is also really kind of catchy and quick, really good. Now we go into track 8, which is Beauty Through the Eyes of a Predator. I'd say it's the best on the album. Not just the best on the album, but one of the best they've ever written. It might even be in my top 3 Demon Hunter songs. This song is phenomenal. The verse is really heavy, but it's not too crazy to where you can't really follow it, you know? The guest singer is really good. I don't know who he is. I think he's in a band called 36 Crazy Fists. I'm not sure, though. They have a lot of guest singers on this album. I think that his voice really fits the atmosphere of this song very well. The chorus is so amazing. It's strong in every way possible, and the song is honestly so angry. It's like you're accusing someone of just committing this horrible crime, and I hope you cry for the ones you lost. You built this burden when you fell. I hope it's worth all the blood it cost. And that's just, wow. Like, savage. Yeah, the long outro is really, really good. And then with every foolish word that you spit, another nail you'll get. It's intense. And the guitars sound really angry too. Okay, track 9, Annihilate the Corrupt. This is a song that I would show someone if they were wondering, what is Demon Hunter's core sound? I really love the line, "You're just a shell, a vacant ruin, a portrait of myself." That's good. I mean, a lot of these songs are really dark like that, dark lyrics. I love them. Yeah, this song is classic Demon Hunter in every way possible. There is a great pre-chorus with chaotic guitar work and a really good chorus. However, it's hard to kind of remember like how it goes. So this song, I Play Dead, would have been perfect. It would have been perfect to close out the album. Honestly, it is just a mix of like everything, because the beginning verse is really melodic and kind of like dark and quiet and slow. And then the pre-chorus is just like craziness. It's a dynamic track, and it's one of the best choruses I've ever heard from this band. Definitely one of their best songs they've ever written. I like how Demon Hunter kind of experiments with strings once in a while. It's like really a treat when they do. Okay, so track 12 is Coffin Builder. And this song features the singer from one of my favorite bands, 1000 Foot Crutch. And as soon as I heard the bridge of this song, I could just recognize him right away. He has one of those voices. If you know 1000 Foot Crutch, you know what I'm talking about. He has one of those voices where you just hear it and you just know it's him right away. And I was like, that is so cool. I was like geeking out. I was like, two of my favorite bands, and then they're singing the song together. It has kind of like a standard Demon Hunter verse. The chorus is pretty heavy. Basically says, "Have mercy on me for all the nails I've driven in." And then the bridge is where Trevor McNevin from 1000 Foot Crutch sings, and I think that's the best part of the song. It's really good. The mix of kind of like different sides and different, dynamics, it really makes the song well-rounded. So track 13, which is the closing track, is the latest and the last, and Demon Hunter, why? Why would you use this as your closing track? You had the Gauntlet from the self-titled album. It was such a good closer. It gradually kind of closed out the album. It was a 7-minute track. It was really atmospheric. It was great. You have the triptych, and it was The Tide Began to Rise, and this was again kind of a long track, and the vocal harmonies kind of close it out real nice. And then you have this, and it's like, what the heck? I know I was super dramatic with that, but it's not bad. It's just kind of underwhelming. I feel like it kind of closes the album off in a little bit of an abrupt way, which is interesting. I mean, the main guitarist sounds a lot like Left Behind by Slipknot. Like, it's so obvious. Overall, it is a very energetic track. I feel like it's really chaotic. I feel like it would have done really well in the first half of the album. Then it would have fit better. The chorus is kind of okay, The guitar is good. I have been brainstorming what score to give this album, because overall it is good. I feel this album is very polarizing though. I definitely prefer the self-titled album over this. I do understand this album's appeal though, because there are some great tracks on here, and I feel like to give it anything less than an 8 would be a crime, but I'm gonna have to give it a 7. I mean, I'll give it a very strong 7, almost an 8. I just wish they would have cut out a couple tracks and switched some of the tracks around. If they had cut out Everything Was White and Beheaded, and then they put the latest and the last in the first half of the album, and then they put I Play Dead at the very bottom, they put it as the closing track, I probably would have given this almost like a 9. It's still a very good album, don't get me wrong. I don't want someone to think, oh, she doesn't like this album, because I really do, but I find now that I favor Outlive over Summer of Darkness. So let me know what you thought about this album in the comments. Let me know some suggestions on what album you want me to review next. And thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.